So I'm just sitting here editing my James Gunn video, and it dawned on me that today's Monday. And I had a lot going on this weekend. I had a death in the family that it really kind of shook me to the core when it happened. I'm feeling a little better now, but it really bothered me quite a bit. And I'm trying to start, going back to my normal routine now. I'm actually going back to my day job today. And it just dawned on me that tonight is the final trailer for episode 9 of Rise of Skywalker. And I'm like, truth be told, I had a nightmare about Star Wars last night. I don't have nightmares about Star Wars often, but when you really want something to be great and you're so afraid that they're gonna fuck it up, and you eventually have dreams how they could fuck it up. That was me last night. I remember having a weird dream last night, and I don't know if it was episode 9 I was dreaming about, but I had a dream that me and Adam went to go see episode 9, and we were at the theater, and the movie opened up and there was no crawl. It sort of like did Rogue One, but we didn't even get a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. It was like Disney Lucasfilm movie, and it was weird because it was a movie. It opened with Darth Maul, and Darth Maul was doing something, I don't know. And he had these weird lightsabers, which were 4 daggers, but they were all crimson blade lightsabers, sort of like Paul Bettany's character and Solo, but they were 4 daggers. And I remember I looked at Adam this ain't Star Wars. He's like, dude, just shut up and watch it, man. I'm like, dude, this is not Star Wars. They didn't open up with the crawl. And it just, I remember it bothered me so much. And then it cut to a girl, and it wasn't Rey. It wasn't Rey at all. She was dressed like the girl from Knights of the Old Republic video game on the Xbox. And Anakin was there. And I'm like, well, maybe this is just leading into something later, maybe this is just something later. And for some reason, the chick, I recognized her from a novel, one of the canon novels, but I can't remember which canon. When you see a person's face in a dream, but you can't recognize it, but you know that person. It was like that, and it is the first. And I woke up, and it was the first time I was actually worried about the Star Wars trailer. I don't know what to expect. They gotta wrap everything up in this one movie, and I'm really worried about that. The fan base has been split. I recently went back and rewatched The People vs. George Lucas, a fantastic documentary on how the fandom sucks. The fandom sucks now. The fandom sucks then. The fandom has always sucked, and I think people look at Star Wars now and they're like, the fandom has been divided. That's not true. There's people that actually hate the sequel trilogy, and there's people that love the sequel trilogy. But let's not forget, the same thing happened when the prequels came out. People hated the prequels. People loved the prequels. I love everything Star Wars. Even if it's absolutely god-awful like Solo, I find stuff to love, and I focus on love. I focus on the love of it instead of the hate on it. Star Wars is so instrumental into who I am today, and what that franchise has done for me as a person, especially a person who's creative. I can never hate on Star Wars. Even if it's something I absolutely hate, I will. And I don't hate Solo. I just don't think it's a really good film. I think it's an unnecessary film. But I focus on the stuff I like. I like Kira. I want to know more about her. I like Lando. I like the Falcon. I like Chewie. Han, I don't want to talk about, And I like the stuff, But people focus on their love-hate relation. People are like, oh, people hate the sequel trilogy. Yes, people hate the sequel trilogy. It seems like it because social media is so prominent now. But back when the prequels came out, people hated the prequels. Hated it. Watch The People vs. George Lucas. People are calling George Lucas out, calling George Lucas an idiot for the prequels, calling George Lucas an idiot for going back and doing a specialized version of the original trilogy. People are calling this guy out, saying he doesn't know his own franchise, that he doesn't know what to do with it, that George is out of touch. And these are the same people now saying, oh, I wish George was still doing these movies. I wish George was still doing these movies. Disney's fucking it up. George never would have sold his movies if it wasn't for the fact that you people didn't bother him so much about the prequels. So, I don't know why this came up. I was sitting here getting ready to edit, and I just kind of wanted to get in front of the camera and just shoot the shit because tonight is the final trailer for episode 9, Rise of Skywalker. I don't know what to expect, to be honest with you. I'm trying to keep my expectations back. I do like The Last Jedi. I like The Last Jedi a lot. Do I think it's flawless? Absolutely not. I think there's definitely things in it that I definitely do not like. I'm not a fan of the Rose Tico character. I found her sister Paige a lot more fascinating, and I wish I would have spent more time with her before she passed away. And I didn't like the Canto Bight stuff, and stuff I kind of talked about over and over to death. I'm not going to get back into it, but I do really like that film. And for some reason, I think that film really sort of finished the trilogy, really. Instead of the second part, it felt like an end. They kill Snoke, they escape, they're going to reestablish the Resistance. Rey has a lightsaber, Leia's like, we got everything we need, she's got the books. It really felt like a conclusion of a trilogy rather than the second part of the trilogy. So we go into the next one not knowing what we're going to get. My biggest fear is that JJ is going to add more new elements instead of wrapping up the previous elements. You know what I mean? So it's like, hey, we got these characters, but hey, we're going to start casting these other characters. Like, we have the Knights of Ren that you introduced in Episode 7. They're coming. It doesn't look like any of the Knights of Ren are Force users, which is weird, because I thought Kylo left with a group of Luke's students. So why wouldn't the Knights of Ren be Force users? Why wouldn't they, like, it's almost like they're afraid to use lightsabers in this new trilogy. I will say that. It's like, everybody's afraid to use a fucking lightsaber. That's one thing you can't say about the prequels. They use lightsabers for everything. We're going to open a door, lightsaber. We're going to open up a can of whoop-ass, lightsaber. So, yeah, anyway, I'm going to go. I just had that little dream I thought was weird. I'm going to go ahead and finish editing this so I get this up for you guys. And tell me what you guys think. I know tonight on Monday Night Football, we will get the final trailer. Probably not going to be doing a trailer reaction as soon as it comes out because I will be at work. But I believe halftime, that's when they're going to play the trailer. I'm going to be getting off of work by that time, so I will rush back and do a trailer reaction. Maybe I'll do a live trailer reaction. I'm not sure yet, but yeah. So I'll react to something tonight. I'm looking forward to the trailer, but I'm also very, very cautious as well. So anyway, guys, leave your comments in the comment box below. Till next time, as always, I'm Robert Storms, and that's my opinion.